So back to the roleplay incident that Knight and LoneWolf had. Not long after that roleplay, this is what happens. This is the conversation that follows. Knight says, okay, if you're gonna act like that, please do not DM me. Guilt tripping, etc. is an absolute no in my DMs. I will not take that type of shit. I don't mind openly talking about normally private topics, but that response was not okay. To which LoneWolf says, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be manipulative and childish. I just want love. It's okay, but please do not act like that or learn another way of reaction. People like myself see it like that, and I understand you want to find love, but manipulation is not the way. I'm not trying to do that. I understand. It just comes off that way when you're talking to someone, find out they're taken, and proceed to mope or say, just forget about me then. 'Cause that's how I feel when I get rejected. The thing is, acting that way won't make finding love any easier, and it pushes a lot of people away. I get it's depressing being rejected, but for me personally, it takes over a year of knowing someone for me to even consider them as a possible partner. I've been hurt way too many times and manipulated and guilt-tripped. Then I'm just gonna live and die alone then, 'cause nobody wants me. I guess I am a manipulative and childish person. Which, yes, the fuck you are, LoneWolf. You are very manipulative and very, very childish. This behavior from him is really, really gross. I get that when you're rejected, it hurts. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking on the behalf of a lot of people right now. Getting rejected, it really does hurt. I've been rejected countless times, and each time I think, okay, maybe it won't hurt so bad, but it still does hurt. Maybe not as much as when it was first happening, but it still hurts quite a bit. But when I get rejected, I don't sit there and say, oh, I'm just gonna die because you rejected me. I feel so alone then. No. Instead, I go, oh, alright, I wish you the best. I hope that things are well on your end. I hope you find someone good. And whether we decide to talk or not after that, it's whatever. What we do, we don't, it's fine either way. I never go and say, oh, you rejected me? You're evil. You're horrible. How dare you reject me? I'm the one for you, okay? You're taken and you rejected me? Oh, well, I'm more important. Go cheat on your partner for me. Like no, that is not an okay thing to do. When someone rejects you, just move on. Don't sit there and guilt trip them and try and manipulate them to get with you because, oh, you rejected me, I'm depressed, you have someone, so I'm sad, or, you know, I should be the one for you, I don't have a partner, so you should be with me, so we can both have someone. Like, that's not how you deal with it. If someone rejects you, just, okay, I wish you the best, have a good day, and then leave. There doesn't need to be any further comments afterwards. You can stay friends if you want to. You cannot talk to each other again after that. It depends on how you both feel about it. But to say that I'm just going to live and die alone then because nobody wants me, I can't imagine why nobody would want you. Maybe it's because you're being manipulative and childish. That could be a big reason. A lot of people don't really want to go for someone that's acting like this. So it kind of, to me, it comes across as he's like, he doesn't see himself as the problem. He thinks, oh, I'm a good person. I'm a really good person. I'm adorable. I'm cute. My random sexual role plays. Oh, people like that. When in fact they don't, and when in fact they see you as a horrible, manipulative person. Acting like this after rejection is never okay. If you act like this after rejection, or if you know someone who does, get help or get them help. Call out their behavior. Let them know that this is what people think of them. That this this is their behavior and this is how they should be behaving. Call out their behavior. Don't let them keep doing this to people. It's not okay to do. I've been in quite a few manipulative relationships, and hell, I used to be a manipulative person myself. I was called out for it by one of my exes. They came to me and said, hey, I talked to my friends about your behavior, and we all agree that your behavior was manipulative. And instead of sitting there and being like, oh no, my behavior isn't manipulative, or oh, I guess I'm just sad then. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin things like that. Oh, I'll just change. Oh, look, I'm happy now. Instead of doing that, I went back and looked at my behavior and recognized, yeah, all these things that I was doing, they were really, really manipulative. And it was hard to be called out, first of all. It's not easy to be called out on things like that. But it was not harder, but it was also hard to recognize my own behavior as manipulative. Because I didn't want to think of myself that way. I didn't want to see myself for who I really was. But I didn't have a choice. I saw my behavior and I said, okay, this is how I'm acting. Here are some examples of how I should be acting. And it took a lot of work, and I'm still working on it to this day. Trying my best to work on myself so that way I don't ever come across that way again, or so that I'm not that way again. I actively am working on myself to fix that. LoneWolf is doing nothing to fix his behavior. I called him out for being manipulative and childish, thinking, okay, I called him out, I know where this is going, I know the thought process that's going on right now, because I was the same way. And I thought, okay, if I did that, maybe it might fix things. And it seems like it didn't do anything. It didn't make any impact. And LoneWolf, again, if you're watching this, if you make it this far, I really, really hope that you think back on what I said and your own actions and realize that they are not okay, that your actions are not okay, that you are being manipulated, that you are a manipulative and childish person. And I really hope you work on that. I really do. So I might be reading these next messages out of order. I honestly didn't bother to put these in order. I kept forgetting because things were going on. Personal things, not like those things. Just not those things, but just personal things. But anyway. So this is a chat between LoneWolf and Night Sky. Night Sky starts off with, what happened? How are they harassing you? This was a reply to the story I showed earlier where he was claiming that I was harassing him and bullying him. He says, what happened? How are they harassing you? He says, you don't have to tell me, by the way, LMAO. I was just curious. LoneWolf says, they're trying to frame me and say I stole art when I didn't. How so? Exactly, that's the point. They're trying to make me look like the bad guy when I'm not, and they get views for it. What a pitiful and pathetic way to get attention. I'm really not doing this for attention. I honestly couldn't care less if I lose subscribers for this, if I get subscribers. I could care less if this video does great or if it flops. I'm making this video to bring awareness of what this guy has been doing. That is the whole point. If I wanted to make shit like this for views, I would be posting a lot more relevant content other than, oh, I feel like I just want to post this and so I'll post it. If I really cared that much about getting more views on my channel, again, I would be posting much more relevant content instead of posting what I feel like posting. Like, my security breach series. It's not doing that well. And I'm okay with that. I really don't care if it does well or not. I'm posting it because I enjoy posting it. Knight says, well, what artist made your art? If you show the credit, maybe they'll leave you alone. LoneWolf says himself, a lot of the art is made by me. A lot of the art was made by you, huh? a lot of it was made by you. So you're making the art with this really inconsistent art style, and you're going back and you're covering up your own watermarks. That's what I'm getting from this. You, as the artist, are going and making the art and then covering up your own watermarks. If someone who's watching this, can you please show me an example of another artist who has been doing that? I would really honestly appreciate that. If someone could just show me another example of someone, an artist going with a really inconsistent art style, making their art, and then covering up their own watermark. I would really appreciate if someone could show me that. Like a legit artist, not an art thief. I would really, really appreciate that, because that seems like a very odd thing for an artist to do. Like, I know quite a few weird artists. I don't think that Junji Ito or Shintaro Kago would be making their own art and then covering up their own signatures or watermarks, or not giving themselves credit. But the world is a strange place. What do I know? I'm just a dumb gay fox on the internet making videos, so what do I know? Knight says, do you have time lapses? If so, it'd help clear up the situation. And I agree. If there was proof of time lapses, or proof that he made the art, or that it was commissioned for him, then that would clear up a lot of this. And if that were the case, I would say, you know what? You're right. Okay, here's the proof that the art is yours. Here's the proof of your time lapses that you made the art. And I would right my wrongs, and I would take that video down, and I would apologize. But there hasn't been any proof on his side, as I keep saying. It is just him saying, oh, I made the art, or it was made by a friend. That's all you need to know. Trust me. There's no proof that he made the art, or that it was made by him. Oh, I did forget something. How could I? So there is an artist, Squiffy, on Instagram, who made a kind of, I guess, a base. Yeah, they made a base, which honestly, I really, really love that base. It is amazing, and I agree with it. Knight says, hey, DMing about possible art theft from one of your art pieces / bases. He says, I don't know if this was an F2U base or not, but this artist used it without any credit given. Squiffy says, hi, this is a base. I don't mind if it's uncredited. I'm kinda used to it by now. He says, okay, just making sure, because this guy has a lot of stolen art. So, this is also really sad to read. The line, I'm kinda used to it by now, in response to uncredited art. That shouldn't be something that an artist is used to. And that also implies that the art was given credit at some point, that there was either a signature or that the person who used it should give the artist credit. But that's not okay that they're used to it. It shouldn't be something that any artist should get used to. That's a really, really shitting thing to do. And just because this artist doesn't mind does not make it okay to do this still. You should still credit the artist. Even if they say, oh, I don't mind if you do, it's still a polite thing to do, to give the artist credit. So to not give them credit and just be like, oh, I made this, or our friend made it, not okay to do. Not okay to do in the slightest. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Knight says, do you have time lapses? If so, it helped clear up the situation. Again, I agree. Lone says, I don't use time lapse that much. Just videos from my YouTube channel. And Knight asks, okay, what program do you use to do it? Most of them have a time-lapse feature automatically. They do. I, for one, use Procreate, and I love to use the time-lapse feature on that to go back and look at the progress that I've done with my art. It has an automatic feature. LoneWolf's response to the time-lapse features, he says, iMovie. iMovie is not an art program. You can try to make art on iMovie. I don't know how far you'll get with that, but I wish you luck. Sky says that's where you make your art. Lone says no, I use iMovie for my YouTube videos. For the art of my persona, I have a buddy that does it for me, and I won't say his name for his protection and privacy. I'm just gonna leave that one out there in the air for a bit. Just really gonna leave that one out there. And I won't say his name for protection and privacy. Is the FBI out for this guy? What did he do? What did this buddy of yours do? For protection and privacy? Pal! Like, what protection and privacy? You act like I'm gonna go and find his address. Like I'm gonna find his house and be like, oh, he lives here. Everyone go attack him. He made the art that was stolen. Bruh. That is a really, really bad counter argument, Lone Wolf. So really try harder next time. Really try harder. Oh wait, there won't be a next time. There shouldn't be anyway. For protection and privacy. If the artwork is made by a friend, wouldn't you want to give your friend any credit at all? Wouldn't you want to say, oh yeah, my friend made these. Here's the proof that they made it. This is the artist. This is my friend, the artist. Wouldn't you want to give them any kind of credit? Like, at all? It's a bit strange that your buddy isn't getting any credit from you. So that's a bit odd, but moving on. Sky says, I thought you said you did most of it. If not, then ask your buddy to send Toybox a time-lapse. Cause some of your art does look suspicious just due to watermark cover-ups. Yeah. It really does look suspicious with watermark cover-ups. I couldn't think of any other art that wouldn't look suspicious with a watermark cover-up. Like, let me just take this art and cover up this watermark. It won't look suspicious at all. It won't look suspicious at all. Said no one fucking ever. So, Sky goes and calls out Lone Wolf for covering up watermarks. Sends a picture and says, covering the watermark in the top left is not okay. Remember earlier when I said that Lone Wolf admitted to covering up watermarks? Like, he himself admitted to it, to covering up watermarks? Yeah, we're, like, this is right now. I'll put, like, it's filling up the screen right now. This is the message. He says, okay, I won't cover watermarks then. Dumbass! You straight up admitted to covering up watermarks, which is something that art thieves do. That is a prime example of art theft, is covering up watermarks. Covering up watermarks and posting them on your channel or your page. That is art theft. Even if it was commissioned to you, covering up that watermark, not giving the artist any credit, that is art theft. That is not okay to do. You covered up watermarks and admitted to it. Sky says, just don't steal art. If you don't have the money to commission other artists, don't get art. Pause on that. That's fine. That's valid. If you don't have art, if you don't have money to commission an artist, then don't get the art. It's as simple as that. Art is a want, it is not a need. For any situation, it is a want, not a need. We can live without it. You can, not we. You can live without it. No, we. Yeah, we. We can live without it. I'm willing to make you free art under one condition. You have to apologize for using stolen art, not just to me, but Toybox, who's been getting harassment from your followers who think your art is legitimate. And this is gonna surprise a lot of you. Like, your brains are gonna explode. Like, you're just like, it's, I can't even speak. I'm shocked myself, but I never got an apology. Yeah. I never got an apology from... I know. Calm down. Everyone calm down. Calm. I know. It's shocking as it is. I never got an apology from LoneWolf admitting that he stole the art. Not once. Not once. I posted something to my story. Again, more proof of stolen art. And he sent that to LoneWolf and said, unless you had consent from these artists, you've stolen from them. It's not okay. I've even offered to make you free art that's theft free. Free art that's theft free. LoneWolf replies to that and says, how could you make lewd art of my persona that's theft free if I don't have the money for it? Make you art for free that's theft free. Make you free art that's theft free. I said that how many times, and what, besides every other word, what word was like really, the second letter, or the third letter in there? Free. F-R-E-E. Free. How could you make lewd art of my persona that's theft free if I don't have the money for it? Free! I've offered it before. From bases that I have consent to use, I'd be willing to make you art for free that is not stolen from other artists. And yes, Sky does use bases that he has permission to use. In fact, he has shown me evidence of this. And a lot of the bases that he uses, he buys online. And he makes sure to give the artist credit. That is something to note. He makes sure to give the artist credit. Free. But how can I pay for it? I couldn't imagine being so brain dead that you think free means that you still have to pay for something. Like, imagine going to to donate clothes and it's free to donate. You don't have to charge it. And someone goes up and says, hey, I can't donate this. I don't have the money to donate it with. When there's a big ass sign that says free. Like, I can't with this guy. I can't with LoneWolf anymore. I really can't. Art for free. F-R-E-E. Free. LoneWolf has quite a few examples of art being stolen. And I've shown my examples here of art being stolen, and even personal messages that Night Sky had with these original artists, showing and proving that it was stolen. And yes, again, while LoneWolf has used bases in the past, and I'm sure that he still continues to, while he has used FTU bases, that does not mean that he has not stolen art at all. He has still stolen art, and even with some of these FTU bases, he has gone and removed the watermark completely, and then credited another artist. Credited someone else that was not the original artist, when he should have been crediting the original artist and left the signature or watermark in the image itself. And whether he does or doesn't have someone else making some of these artworks for him, If someone else is behind this, they are just as guilty as LoneWolf for stealing the art. If someone else is helping out with this, they are just as guilty because they are actively stealing art as well, which is not okay. Art theft under any circumstance isn't okay. Even if it's just as a joke, or if it's revenge, or payback, or whatever. It's not okay to do under any circumstance. The artist who made the art put their own time and their own effort into it, and you went and claimed that as yours, or said, or gave credit to someone completely different, when you didn't put any effort into that. You didn't take years to learn these skills, to be able to make these pieces, to learn your own style. You didn't learn any of that. You just saw the art and said, oh, I like that. Now it's mine. It's my persona. And just covered over it. Just colored over it. That is a very, very not okay thing to do. And the fact that he has done this and is still continuing to do it is not okay. And I don't know if he's making money off of YouTube. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Whether or not he is or isn't, the fact that he has been using this stolen artwork on his channel while giving little to no credit for the original artists is not okay. I'm not asking him to credit the artist in every single one of his videos, but at least credit them at all. That is what you need to do. Don't just go and steal art and then use it for your YouTube channel. That's not how you can't just go and take art for your own. Again, if you do not have the money to buy art, then do not buy the art. Art, again, is a want. It is not a need. It is not a necessity. You can live without it. And again, LoneWolf has shown me pictures of himself with a fursuit head on. If you want to make YouTube videos and you are so worried about that, put on your fursuit head and make videos that way. If you can't afford the art, then just use your fursuit head. And if you're someone out there who doesn't have a fursuit head or does not have money to buy art, then one, you can either wait a bit to make your channel, to make your videos, or two, you can even draw the art yourself without stealing it. With a blank canvas, you can make your own art, or even find free-to-use bases and make sure to credit the artist. Leave their signature or watermark in, and or credit them in the description of your video or post. If you do not have the money for these things, there are ways around it that don't require you to steal art. And again, I just want to ask this. If there is any proof on LoneWolf's side that the art belongs to him and that it is his, or that it was commissioned for him, I really want to see proof of this. Because so far, there has been no proof that the art actually belongs to him. On my side, there is proof that the art has been stolen. And honestly, I think that this is more than enough proof of stolen art. I never should have really made this video. This never should have been a topic that I covered at all. I never ever should be here making this video. But I am, because this really needs to be called out, what he's doing. Like, this is really shitty to do. And the fact that he's still doing it. He is still actively stealing art as we speak. He is still taking art from others and using it as his own. I can't get behind that. I honestly can't get behind that. That is just I'm genuinely speechless. And sadly, for some of these artworks that I'm posting now, that I'm showing up here, the original artist has not been found for these images. I couldn't find them, and neither could Night Sky. So if anyone out there recognizes these artworks or the artist who made them, please leave a comment down below giving credit to the artist and let me know who they are. So that way I or Night Sky can go and message these people and let them know that their art is actively being stolen. So that way, if they wish to, they can go and take action against it. I still feel really sick going back and reading those DMs of those artists. That is such a disgusting thing to do. To go and take art from other people like that. Until he has proof that the art is his, I'm going to stand on this hill and die on this hill with all the evidence I have. And if he can threaten me with legal repercussions, he can say, oh, we're going to court for this, I'm suing you. He can say all that he wants, because on his side, it's just going to be him saying, oh, I have the art. The art is mine. I made it, or a friend made it. And oh, here's my friends, they said yes, they made it. On my side, I have a substantial amount of evidence. And it's really sad to me that even making this, people are still going to believe him that the art is his, even after everything that I've shown in this video, in these two videos. Even after everything I've shown, people are still going to believe LoneWolf, that the art is actually his. And that is just really tragic and really sad. They're gonna keep telling me to go suck a dick. And you know what? I've earned it. Maybe I will go suck a dick. I'll go suck the biggest, fattest dick I can find. And I just want to let you know, to the people who still believe him, I want proof, again, on your side that the art belongs to him. I don't want to hear, oh, I've known him for this long, the art is his, he has proof. I want to be shown the proof. I want to see the DM messages where he commissioned the artist. I want to see the time-lapse videos of his friend who made it. I want to see any kind of proof that is greater than or equal to my proof that the art is actually his. Because just saying it's his, he made it, I've known him for this long, he would never do such a thing, that's not proof at all. You can't just go up to someone and say, oh, this person is amazing, I know that, he would never kill these people because I know him. He's not like that. That doesn't hold up at all. It never has, and it never will. So, to LoneWolf and his followers, I ask you one thing. Show proof that the art belongs to LoneWolf at all. It's a simple task, a simple question. Shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard to show me any evidence. It really shouldn't be hard to do that. With all that said, I hope that you all had a good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening.